Hi guys, Liesel here. I just wanted to let you know that the Mommy Labor Nurse podcast, as you know it, is getting a huge facelift. I'm so excited. We don't have a definite launch date in mind yet, but girl, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. In the meantime, please enjoy this re-air of a fan favorite episode and stay tuned to my Instagram stories for updates on when the new and improved Mommy Labor Nurse podcast will be back with all new episodes.
No umbilical cord, like, it's just like, oh, look, they like brought her up and then like bring her over. It's like, where's the umbilical cord?
Yeah, and that baby was like perfectly clean.
Yes.
Nice and pink.
Yes. You're listening to the Mommy Labor Nurse podcast, where you'll gain the knowledge and confidence you need to erase the unknowns of pregnancy and birth and rock the newborn days like a boss. My name is Liesel. I'm a fellow mom, labor and delivery nurse, and your host. Each week on this podcast, you'll hear a mix of birth stories, expert interviews, and other fun pregnancy and birth-related content. As a reminder, anything you hear on this podcast is not medical advice. Please see mommylabornurse.com/disclaimer for more details. And now let's get into this week's episode. Happy Monday, you guys. Who is ready for a Liesel and Jenna podcast episode? I am. Jenna's sitting right next to me right now, and she just laughed. You guys can't hear her. So this week on the podcast, I had Jenna come on, and you'll hear our frustrations in the beginning of this episode, how long it took us to record, well, not even record, but just get ready to record this podcast episode. I wanted to do like just a fun and light one this week for you guys. So I had Jenna on and we watched some birth videos, and not the kind of birth videos that you're thinking of, just some birth videos, and we reacted to them. I thought it'd be interesting coming from me as a labor and delivery nurse and my, thoughts and comments, and then from Jenna, who, has never been pregnant and doesn't have any kids. So yeah, I'm not going to spoil too much in the episode. It was a lot of fun to record. It was a big pain in the butt to get ready for, but it was a lot of fun to record. So let's dive right in. Wondering what you need to do to stay on track during each week of pregnancy? Not sure what you need to be learning or researching along the way? I can help. Sign up for our free weekly pregnancy series to get tips, advice, and resources tailored to your exact week of pregnancy sent straight to your inbox every week. Sign up at mommylabornurse.com/IamPregnant to get your first email today. See you in your inbox real soon. Hi, Jenna. Welcome to the Mommy Labor Nurse podcast. Thanks so much for being here today with me.
Well, you're very welcome. Glad to be here. It took a while to get here, but
oh my God. Okay, we're going to take just a few minutes and explain the backstory of what we just went through, because I've been sitting at my computer now for over 3 hours trying to figure out how to record this podcast episode with you guys. Well, yeah, I guess I can tell you what the episode is about now. So we're going to be watching some birth videos together, okay? Mm-hmm. And we're not going to be watching the kind of birth videos that you think. We're going to be reacting to some very famous birth scenes from TV shows. So I figured it would be cool because, I'm a labor and delivery nurse and you don't have any kids. So we can just talk about these scenes and give our genuine thoughts and reactions. I've seen most of these, but actually a couple of them I don't watch the shows, so I haven't seen. And there's one that I think you watch the show and I don't. So it'll just be interesting. But backstory, my first frustration was I was trying to get one of these up here, and Netflix is a little B word, and so is Apple TV, and so is Hulu on like screen recording. And so I was trying to get the Breaking Bad episode up of where Skylar gives birth, because that's actually a pretty good one. But I couldn't find it on YouTube. All of these other ones I had to pull from YouTube. I couldn't find it on YouTube anywhere. So that was probably 30 minutes of me being frustrated because I couldn't find it on YouTube first. And then I went to Netflix and I pulled it up on my computer, and I went to Hulu, and I went to, actually, I don't think it's on Hulu, but to Netflix, and then I went to Apple TV, and I pulled them both up, and you could hear it, but you couldn't see it. And Netflix and Apple TV apparently have this thing where they don't want you to be recording. So they're really strict on like external display. I've done that before. If you've ever tried to take a screenshot of your Netflix show on your phone, it doesn't screenshot. It's
really?
Yeah. If you're like watching an episode of whatever and you take a screenshot, it screenshots as like a black screen.
Oh my gosh.
So that's the same thing that's happening up here. And I was like, oh crap. So I was trying to figure out how to get it to work. And then I was like, well, maybe I can play it from my iPad and blah, blah, blah. But I was like, okay, just let it go, Liesel. We just won't watch that episode. But then the second frustration, I did not let go. And that was the one that I've been sitting here for a long time with Jenna. And poor Jenna is just putting up with me and my super hyper focus because I was so determined to do this. So it was actually way simpler than we thought to record us. And so we could hear us and the computer. So yeah, it took a long time to figure it out. But yeah, it's fine. And let's just get into it. So
let's do it.
All right. So the first one, you want to take a guess at this first scene?
Well, I'm guessing you probably pulled one from Friends.
Oh, yeah.
There's
ding,
probably
ding,
one
ding.
in there. But,
ding, ding, ding. I actually have both of them. So I figured we could start off with Friends because most people have watched Friends. I mean, if you haven't watched Friends, you're probably not listening
doing?
If you haven't watched Friends ever, then you probably aren't listening to this podcast because I feel like there's a select amount of people that haven't watched Friends. But anyways.
It's funny because some people either love Friends or you hate Friends.
Yes,
there's no in between.
You're right. So yeah, I have when Rachel gave birth and I have when Phoebe gave birth. So yeah, I figured we'd start off with those, just talk about them a little bit. And cool. Which one do you want to do first, Rachel or Phoebe?
Who came first? Phoebe? Let's do her.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's watch her have her triplets.
Push now, just concentrate on pushing. Yep, here we go. I see the head. Yep. Yes, it has a head. All right. Keep pushing. Come on.
I can't believe there's somebody coming out of you right now. There's somebody coming out of you. That's my son.
All right. Here's your first baby.
Okay, so first thing. Well, a few things. So first of all, it's not a good screen capture right here, but the way that she's giving birth is so weird to me. And this is in so many of those where they're literally like sitting straight up, like, and have their legs. It's just a weird, like, we don't do that. You're either squatting, like, like that, but it's like they're in a chair. So it's weird. And then the second thing is we would never be in a regular labor and delivery room delivering triplets because triplets are very high risk and we always take any multiples to the OR. So yeah, Phoebe's just in like a regular, labor and delivery room. So that definitely would not happen. And then thirdly, I just appreciate the realness of the baby because sometimes they do CGI, I know, with so that's definitely not a CGI baby. That's a real baby. But you can see the doctor is like kind of holding his hand over where the umbilical cord would be because you can't fake an umbilical cord. But they do have like goop and stuff all over the baby. So
yeah, I didn't notice any of that. But I did notice, wow, that actually looks like a newborn baby because some of them in shows it'll be like a 2-month-old baby and they'll have like their eyes open and everything.
I know. All right, let's watch the rest of it.
Okay.
Yes! Yes, we got a baby boy! Break Junior!
How does he look?
So gross!
Yes, they are quite gross. And that baby did not have any vernix, but usually babies have vernix on them as well. Yeah. That's pretty gross. Do you know what vernix is, Jen?
Yeah, like that cheesy white
cheesy
substance stuff.
Yes.
You ready to push again?
Oh, I already had a baby. Leave me alone.
Okay, come on. You can do it.
Oh, yeah, she's just leaning up. Yeah. That's funky.
Yeah! Little Leslie's here. We got another one. Oh, my God. I can't believe I have 2 children. How scary is that? Come on, little Chandler. It's time to be born. Come on, little Chandler. Yep.
Come
on. He's coming. Yep, he's coming. He's coming.
Oh.
Hey, where's his thing? Chandler's a girl! Oh, God. Kindergarten flashback. Well, they must have read the sonogram wrong because they thought it was a boy, but Chandler's a girl! Chandler's a girl! Okay, continue.
Oh, that's good.
I know. So I think this was back in, I don't think it says it on here, but 1999 or early 2000s or whatever. And it happened a lot more back then. And even way before that, obviously like when ultrasounds were just kind of coming to age and people are using them, that they got the sex wrong all the time. But yeah, that does still occasionally happen where they'll read it and then mom won't have another ultrasound throughout her whole pregnancy, and they'll think that it's a boy and it comes out a girl.
Yeah. So that's pretty normal-ish.
Well, it definitely does not happen very often anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely still happens. All right, let's watch Rachel. You ready?
Okay.
Rachel's is drastically different. And the part
She's
that
in a good position.
Yeah, she is. I would usually have them kind of a little bit laid back if they're on their back. But yeah, she is in a better position than Phoebe was. So the thing with Rachel, though, too, is that we can't play the entire episode. This is just the part where like she gives birth. Is she was in labor for a really, really long time. And if you remember in the episode, she like came in and there was like 3 people that came in, and the kind of what they did, and I think they still do that in some places, but kind of what they did is they would have them in like a holding area where they would labor and then they would bring them to like a separate room to actually give birth. So she was in this like holding kind of room.
Oh, yeah.
With like a bunch of other people. But we don't really do that anymore. You just go to your room and you labor in there and then you like give birth.
Yeah, I remember people kept having their baby and leaving, and she would get so pissed. Like, I haven't had my baby yet.
Yeah. And it can be frustrating as a first-time mom because a lot of people don't realize that it can take a really, really, really crazy long time, especially if it's your first one. So yeah, that is part of the scene that we're not seeing that I wanted to comment on. But this is actually when she gives birth. So let's see it.
I'm going to push for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh! Okay, the next contraction should be about 20 seconds.
I can't push anymore.
Sweetie, you're doing great.
Oh, God, 20 seconds more, yes! Here we go. Okay, keep pushing.
Come on.
Push. Wait. I see something.
What, you do? You do? Oh, my God.
Don't say, oh, my God, what?
What is that?
It's the baby's buttocks. She's breech.
Oh, my God, I thought you had 2 heads.
I know. So that's also something that generally doesn't happen anymore. We usually know if a baby's breech way before this point when the baby's actually coming out, unless for some reason you came in and you didn't get an ultrasound at all before, when you came in and you were delivering really, really fast and you're pushing and then, we see baby. But typically we'll do ultrasounds when you first get there just to confirm where the baby is lying. Or when you do a cervical check on somebody, you can feel the difference between a head and a butt.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Butts are a lot squishier.
I'm sure. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah. And she like literally just saw the butt like while it was crowning, right? So
yeah, and that would not happen either. Like
not at all. Yeah.
Like you would see, yeah, I know. I mean, hey, like it's TV, obviously, right? Like they had to write something in. But yeah, no, we would definitely know prior to this if baby was breech. Definitely sometimes it gets missed in terms of like sometimes we'll have people come in and get a cervical exam and the provider will think like, oh yeah, that, she's head down. And then kind of like later as labor's progressing, we'll check her again. And maybe she was like 1 centimeter when the provider checked and the baby was like kind of high in the pelvis or something. I've definitely had this situation happen before. And then she comes in and she's laboring and then she's like 4 or 5 centimeters and we check her. We're like, like that does not feel like a head. Like we can feel a lot more of the baby. And that is definitely, that definitely doesn't feel like a head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that definitely happens for sure. I actually was just talking about this the other day, but the weirdest cervical exam that I've done was I had a patient who had, well, it wasn't even a face presentation. It was like, I forget what it's called, but it was like right on her forehead and I could feel the baby's nose. So I did a cervical exam and I was like, what the, like,
whoa,
that's not normal. And I was the first one who caught it. I was like, doctor, I'm not going to say his name, but I was like, you need to come check this patient because this does not feel like a head to me. I was like, I don't know what this is, but this is not like a normal head that I'm feeling.
Wow. So it was like its face was peeking out.
Yeah. Yeah. And babies certainly have face presentations. It depends on kind of like which way the face is presenting, whether it is contraindicated for a vaginal delivery, but you can still in some cases deliver a baby with a face presentation, but typically they would be C-sections. But yeah, this baby was, I could definitely feel that little nose when I did the little nose. Exam. Yeah, when I did the cervical exam.
I bet that felt really weird.
It did. It did. Nothing like I had ever felt before. All right, let's watch Rachel give birth to Emma.
Yes.
Is she going to be okay?
She's going to be fine. Okay. She's in a more difficult position, so you're going to have to push even harder now.
Okay.
Go. Push. Push. Rachel, you're going to have to push even harder. Nothing's happening.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Yes, you can. Hey, come on, you can. One final push. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Keep pushing.
Are you okay?
You have no idea how much this hurts. Keep going. Keep going.
Here we go.
Oh, she's upside down, but she's coming. She's coming.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, she's here.
Also a real baby.
She's perfect.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Oh, she's so tiny.
Yeah, see, so no umbilical cord, like it's just like, oh look, they like brought her up and then like bring her over. It's like, where's the umbilical cord?
Yeah, and that baby was like perfectly clean.
Yes.
Nice and pink.
Yes. All right, well, that's pretty much the end of that one. There's a little bit more of the episode where Rachel and Ross are reminiscing and,
Can a baby be born breech that easily though? Because that was like, you're going to have to push harder. She pushed harder and it came right out.
Yeah.
It happens? Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Next up, we have, let's do Pam. Have you
From The Office?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So this one is not her actually giving birth. If you remember when she gave birth, like Michael walked in with all the balloons. Did you watch The Office? You watched The Office?
Yeah,
right?
I watched The Office. It's been a while, but I did watch it.
Yeah. Michael walks in with all the balloons and like he like walks in and then he like walks back out. So we're not going to watch that part, but I wanted to watch kind of the beforehand where she's like in labor, like at the office.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Whoa.
Pam? Pam, okay. All right. Okay, it's time. Time to go to the hospital. Somebody get Jim, please. Is it midnight yet?
No, it's 4:35.
4:35. All right, almost made it. Almost made it. Too bad you didn't have sex like 7.5 hours later. But you had to have the afternoon delight. I understand. Sometimes you...
That's so funny.
Was it because his birthday was the next day? Was that it?
No. It's because she didn't, like her insurance only covered 2 nights in the hospital. So she was like, if I can admit myself after midnight, then I can get like an extra night, which I guess I get what she's saying. I get what she's saying, but we have a lot of people who are like, actually, I want to go home after 24 hours. Like, see you later.
Yeah.
Like you realize that the hospital is not the kind of place that I want to spend 2 nights sleeping at. That's how I was, honestly.
Yeah, I think I'd be the same way.
Yeah. Your bed is just much more comfortable. And honestly, if breastfeeding is going well and baby's doing okay, there's really no reason to stay, for more than a night.
And I don't want people in and out all the time in the room. Like, I just want my peace and quiet,
Yeah. Some people do. I would say that there is a pro, especially if you have other kids at home. Like sometimes it is nice to kind of be away for 2 nights and just bond with your baby that you just, had like by yourself for 2 days.
True.
And, there's a lot of extra help with things. So there's some pros, obviously, to staying in the hospital. If you're the kind of person that you can sleep anywhere, cool. I'm just not the kind of person. Yeah, I'm not the kind of person that can sleep anywhere. So yeah, that's why she's like trying to stay at the office until midnight.
Yeah, got it.
You have to go for it. Let's go to the hospital, shall we?
No, not yet, Michael.
We can do...
Oh, wow, it's almost time for Ultra Feast.
Oh.
Where's Kevin?
What? You want to eat cat food with Kevin and not go to the hospital?
That's Fancy Feast. Ultra Feast is something they made up so they can pig out together in the name of ceremony.
What is October Feast?
There's no rush to get to the hospital. I'm fine. I'll get there. And if I don't get there, I don't get there.
I mean, in a way, she's right. Like we always encourage patients to stay at home as long as you can.
Yeah.
Obviously, we want you to come in if you feel like your water's broken or you're hurting bad enough that it's about time to come in. But in a way, she's right that, if she's like, I want to stay, I don't want to go to the hospital, then great. If you've made it to the 3rd trimester, then I'm willing to bet this whole birth thing is starting to feel, real, right? Be sure to grab your totally free 3rd trimester prep pack to keep you on track. Inside, you'll find our super popular hospital bag checklist so that your hospital bag is stocked with everything you need for the big day, traditional and visual birth plan templates to help you think through all the questions related to your birth and gain the sense of control you deserve, and a 3rd trimester to-do list so that you can feel completely at ease heading into your labor, knowing you've checked every box. To grab all of this for free, simply head over to mommylabornurse.com /3rd trimester. That's mommylabornurse.com/THIRD trimester for your free 3rd trimester prep pack.
Our Ultra Feast menu's theme, Hollywood. We have ratatouille from Ratatouille and tandoori chicken from Born into Brothels. I tried to bake a cake like that District 9 prawn thing, but Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, the doctor said that it's still considered a minor contraction as long as I can talk through it.
Okay, Jim.
I'm glad she said that because that is true. Well, not in the sense that like minor versus major, but that is a very clear indicator. If you are really if you were like talking through your contractions and joking, and then all of a sudden you were like not able to talk anymore, you're probably in good, solid active labor.
Yeah, it's time to go.
It's time to go. Or a lot of times you're already at the hospital and we're like, oh, she's in good active labor. She's starting to hit transition.
She's progressing. Yeah.
I think this feast is over and it's time to go to the hospital.
Time to go?
That's right. Let's do this.
Let's give it a shot.
No, it's better.
Here
that
we go.
wasn't even the worst of them. I'm fine.
Hey, come on.
They're
Let's
not
go to
that
the hospital.
bad still, babe.
Pam.
No, it's passing. It's fine.
Pam, it's time. Let's go to the hospital.
Let's go,
It's
Pam.
okay.
Oh, Michael says we should go now.
Yeah, I think we should head out.
Pam.
Oh, no, it passed. It's
You know
good.
what?
Here we go.
Okay,
Here we
let's go. We gotta
Babe,
go to the
I'm not
hospital.
going.
We're going.
I'm
We
not,
need to
it's
go.
fine.
You really go.
Hey, come on. No, I'm not going. I am not going, okay?
All right.
I'm not going today because I can't do it. I don't think I can do it.
Hey, are you kidding me?
Are you kidding?
If anyone can do this, you can do this.
You can do this. You can do this.
Damn, I'm scared. I'm real scared.
I'm scared too.
I'm petrified.
But the best news is, we're gonna have a baby today.
Yeah.
A really awesome baby.
We're gonna have a baby.
So let's have it at the hospital.
Let's do that.
How are we doing on contractions?
2 minutes apart.
2 minutes?
Oh, God. Oh,
Michael,
no.
I told you.
It's okay.
No, I told you to warn me at 5 minutes.
Jim, we waited too long.
I know.
We waited too long. 2 minutes doesn't do us any good. Well, what happened to pouring 3
We're
minutes?
okay, Jim. Okay, Pamela. You know what time it is?
I don't want to have my baby
You know
here.
you're not going to. You know where you're going.
The hospital.
Yes, you are. And you know what you're going to have?
A baby.
Yes. We're going to the hospital. We're going to have a baby.
I got it. Everybody, it's go time. Action station. Stanley, man the phones. Meredith, please. Got a bottle of water. Aaron, call an ambulance, please.
No. Ambulances are emergencies only. You call the ambulance, I call the cops.
All right, we're driving ourselves.
No.
Oh my God. I forgot about that comment. But no, I love that scene, like where Michael is like trying to beat Jim as well. And then Kevin's also.
I know.
Great.
I hope they brought their hospital bag with them, because the last thing I would want is to like go straight to the hospital from work, like.
Yep.
But,
Yep. I hear you. Yeah, I know. And I can also completely understand Jim's frustration with like, okay, we were going to go at this time and now we're past that time. And oh crap, I might have to drive my wife to the hospital and we might be having a baby in the car.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So I can understand like why that's scary. All right, the sound of that baby crying means it's time for this week's segment of Birth It Up Babies. This one says, I just wanted to say thank you in all caps. I took your epidural birthing class and it was so incredibly empowering and gave me all the tools to self-advocate when needed. I was very blessed to have a birth team that truly respected my goals and fully supported me, but I wouldn't have been able to birth my son the way I wanted to without first gaining all the tools and knowledge from your course. Oh, I love that. And we talk about this in all 3 courses a whole lot, but I love that she touched on, her birth team and how important it was, because guys, it is so, so important to have a team of people who you trust and who you feel like, if you ask them something, they're listening to your questions. I'm proud to say I labored for 23 hours and 14 minutes before bringing my sweet boy into this world. Thank you for all that you do for us mamas. Oh. All right, if you want to check out the birth course that this mom took, she took Birth It Up the Epidural series, and you can head over to mommylabornurse.com and click on the epidural series. All right, let's get right back into this week's episode. You ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
Okay, we're going to watch Quinn give birth from Glee. You watched Glee, right?
Oh, yeah, I did watch Glee.
Okay, so I actually did not watch Glee, so this will be good because I have not seen this show and I have not seen this scene.
I forgot she even had a baby, so it's been forever since I've even watched it, but...
All right, this one also skips a little bit, so sorry to those of you who are listening. It's going to be a little bit choppy, but you'll get the idea, so I think we can still comment on it. You ready?
Yes.
Now we stand. Mom, it hurts so bad.
My daughter is having a baby.
I've got him.
Wait. You're saying this with me too.
Mama,
Very skippy.
Yeah.
Is she saying you suck, you suck? Is that what she was saying?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, suck you, suck you, suck you, suck you. And I was like, wait, what is she saying?
Yeah, she's saying you suck.
I also like how she said she's crowning and she's like, okay, so again, this is the position, gravity is good in birth. I'm not saying like don't sit up, but in a lot of these scenes, they're like sitting, it's like they're sitting in a chair and it's just weird. That's not what we do. But anyways, so she's like sitting up and then the doctor, I think that's the doctor, maybe that's the nurse, is like, she's crowning, but she's like looking like in her perspective. So it's like not like, how can you tell she's crowning unless there's a mirror underneath her butt and you can see the reflection from the, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. She's seated weird.
Yeah. She's like, she's just like looking down like from her same position. Cause you guys can't see it, but she's like holding her hand and she's just like looking and she's like, she's crowning. I'm like, you can't see if she's crowning from that.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
No.
All right, let's watch the rest of it.
Not a newborn.
That's definitely not a newborn.
Yeah.
Anyway, the wind blows.
Oh, so nice. Yeah, definitely not a newborn. I also will comment too, there were a billion people in that room and they all had the little blue.
I know, I noticed that.
The little blue smocks. And she had one on too. It was just, it's just odd.
Yeah. Okay. And she was like, this might be normal, but she was moving around a lot. Is that normal where she's like up and down and out of the side?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, how do they even control getting the baby?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're moving around. I mean, it depends on what's going on, right? But she was moving around quite a bit. But if you're in pain, sometimes you're like, I have to move. That's how I was, definitely, like just moving. And it's weird because like when you're pushing, you're usually not moving a whole lot. So I get what you're saying, how that part was weird. But it's definitely normal to be like kind of back and forth how she was.
Yeah. She also looks perfect, by the way. I know some people like still look beautiful giving birth, but she's just like, her makeup is nice. She doesn't look sweaty at all. She just looks perfect.
Yes.
But you know.
Okay, we've got two more. So this is How I Met Your Mother. Did you watch that show?
Yeah, I did.
So this is Lily when Lily gave birth. Marshall was her husband. What did they name? I forget what they named their baby.
I cannot remember.
I loved that show, but then I'm not going to say what the ending was to anyone who, for some reason, hasn't watched the show and is like watching it right now. But I hated the ending so much that it ruined the entire show for me. So I
hated it.
I am so anti How I Met Your Mother now.
Yeah, like so if I'm watching like cable TV and I see Friends on, I'll watch an episode. But if How I Met Your Mother is on, I'm like, I don't even want to watch it again.
I totally agree. I'm so anti How I Met Your Mother because of that. Yeah. And you know what? I think a lot of people are too, because I've seen so many like Reddit threads on that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's watch Lily give birth.
I'm here, baby.
Marshall! I don't know why I passed out. I have delivered 12 perfectly healthy babies, and one of them was even human.
Well, it's different when it's someone you love. When that head was coming out of your best friend.
Oh, stop. I'm feeling woozy again. Don't.
Salt Lake.
I forgot that Robin was in there and she passed out. And I think she was in there because Marshall, like, I forget like why he wasn't there, but for some reason
I can't remember.
There. And that certainly happens sometimes where the partner, significant other, whoever's in there, passes out.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot. Especially like Ted was saying, well, it's different when it's your best friend. And that is 100% accurate. It is a way different experience when it is like somebody that you know or a family member. I remember this actually when I was in Tiffany's first birth, and I almost passed out in that one because because I was taking pictures for her. Number one, I hadn't eaten in a really long time, and I had been in that room for a really long time. Number two, I was like standing kind of at the head of the bed with my camera, and I was like locking my knees, and I just like at the very end there was like, oh shoot. I was like, do not pass out. Do not pass out. Do not pass out. I was like, that would be the worst thing in the entire world if I pass out right now. And so right after he was born, you know, I like played it off. I was fine. I like breathed through it. I started to get the ringing in the ears kind of sensation, but I was like, don't pass out. Don't pass out. Don't pass out. I just kind of like leaned against the wall. As soon as he came out, I was like, I'm just going to go get a couple crackers. Like, congrats. I'm just going to go get a couple crackers. And I came out and I like ate some crackers and I drank some ginger ale, I think. And then I came back in and I told them that. And I was like, guys, I almost passed out. And we were all laughing about it because like, wow.
That is so funny. I didn't know that. It's like, you don't want to say like, oh, I'm not okay, because they're not okay, obviously.
And that's exactly why people pass out. That's exactly how it happens, because they don't want to say anything because they're like, I don't want to. People react exactly the same way that I did. I just got lucky that I didn't actually pass out.
Right? And you don't want to be like eating in front of them. You don't want to be like eating in front of them, drinking water, you know? So,
yes.
Wow.
So, yeah. Fun fact, I almost passed out in Tiffany's birth. Just how Robin did pass out. All right, let's watch the rest of Lily.
In return for him getting me here, I may have promised Barney that our son's middle name will be, wait for it.
I can't wait. What is the name?
The name is, wait for it.
That is the coolest name of all time. Everybody.
Aw.
This is Marvin.
Marvin.
Marvin, that's right.
Tell him the full name.
Marvin. Wait for it, Eric.
That is the coolest middle name of all.
You were born into a strange world.
Aw. So sweet.
That's so sweet. Yeah.
I think that baby didn't look too old. That might have been a pretty young baby.
Yeah, that one was a little more realistic. Well, I don't know your take, but that wasn't anything crazy on my end. Like,
I don't think so either.
Happen.
She still was doing the weird position, which I guess I get that for TV because it would be weird if they were sitting. Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever. Okay. You ready for the last one?
I'm ready.
This is Parks and Rec.
Oh, I watched that one too.
Parks and Recreation. Yeah. I watched that show like the first couple of seasons, but then I stopped watching it. But I did like it a lot. It was a good show. But I actually never watched this episode or watched the scene where April gives birth. And
I don't think I saw that either.
Yeah, apparently she gave birth on Halloween because she has like all this crazy face makeup on. So this one's actually a long one. So I'm excited to see this one.
Yeah. Okay,
ready?
Cool.
But I do like your team.
All right, Miss Ludgate, we're getting close.
Babe, you look more beautiful right now than I've ever seen you.
Wow. Just good luck that you're going into labor on Halloween. Can I get a warm towel to get that makeup off?
No, I want it on. That's the whole point. I put the makeup on after I went into labor.
Whatever blows your skirt up. Okay.
Wait, is that Fonzie?
It kind of looks like him. Yeah, I think so.
Wait. I just had like a weird thought. Wait, now I have to Google him.
I didn't know his name was Fonzie, but he looks hella familiar.
Well, Fonzie from, whatchamacallit, Happy Days.
I
Like, his name isn't Fonzie. Okay, you're too young. The Fonz. Yeah. Okay, so that's him. Okay, this is hilarious. I just realized this, and I don't know if anybody else is going to think this is as crazy as I do. Okay, so remember the first one we watched? Phoebe giving birth?
Yeah,
he? So we didn't watch this part. We actually watched the part where she actually gave birth, but part of the episode was where it was this new doctor that she hadn't met before. And remember, he was like introducing himself, and then at the end, he's like, and I like Fonzie. And they're like, wait, what? And so he was like obsessed with Fonzie from Happy Days. And so he's like giving all these facts about Fonzie, this, that, and the other. And I just realized that in How I Met Your Mother, the character is the guy who played Fonzie from Happy Days. Like, what?
That is funny.
I don't know. Somebody must have done that on purpose.
Not How I Met Your Mother.
Or not How I Met Your Mother. I'm sorry. Parks
and Rec. Yes.
Parks and Rec. I'm sorry. I had the wrong one up.
That is too funny. What a coincidence.
Wait, I need to Google that now and see if that is like a weird Easter egg kind of thing that they did, that the producers did.
You just figured it out.
I just figured it out. Let's watch Fonzie deliver April's baby.
Wait, no, babe, my birth mix.
Here comes a contraction. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready. Let's do this.
It was a graveyard smash.
He did the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
He did the mash.
Oh, well, I guess it wasn't a really good birth scene, but I thought it was good because she was wearing the makeup and she was
so confident. I love it.
So confident. Yeah. Okay. I think that one was worth it just for the Fonzie aspect.
So worth it.
Sorry, guys. That wasn't a super great birth scene. We just kind of saw her in her face makeup and turn on her birth playlist, but
but she was in that weird like sitting up position.
She was in the weird sitting up TV position. Yes.
So I guess we found that out, that it just looks better on TV not to like show your double chin like from that weird laying back angle.
Must be. Well, you guys are going to have to let us know if you enjoyed us watching these birth scenes. Like I said, I tried to get Breaking Bad up here. I tried to get a few others that were not available on YouTube, but you know how they be.
Maybe one day we'll do like a part 2 if we can ever get those.
Yeah. So you guys leave us a comment on the podcast page. If you haven't liked the podcast, or I think you can hit rating or something. If you haven't done that and you love the podcast, please do that, because that is like so important for us getting more listens and more people listening to the podcast. So if you like the podcast, go hit it. It takes like 1 second to do. Just give us like the 5-star, thing. And if you really enjoyed this episode, leave us a little comment and said, hey, I really like that episode that Liesel and Jenna did where they watched the birth video. So
yes.
All right. Well, thanks, Jen, for joining me today.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
All right, guys, that wraps up this week's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in and letting me be a part of your motherhood journey. It is truly an honor. If you like what you heard, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And I love hearing what you guys think of the podcast. So if you're liking what you hear or you have a suggestion, I'd be so grateful if you'd go ahead and leave me a review wherever you're listening to help more mamas just like you find the show. What do you think? Are you starting to feel a little more confident about your pregnancy and birth? Well, if you want more, be sure to head on over to mommylabornurse.com/podcast for today's show notes and a library of episodes so you can keep getting educated before your upcoming birth. And while you're over there, be sure to check out the blog and learn about our online birth classes. Find it all and more over at mommylabornurse.com/podcast. See you next week, same time, same place.